Hello everybody, welcome to Amakhosi Venture, and this is something to like, comment, subscribe. Guys, thank you for coming back. There's an interesting article that I read, but it's not about Kaizer, but it made me think because I analyze such news. So the article speaks about the next Manchester United coach. Before you log out, listen to me, and you know that when I read an article I tell you my views. So the article reads like this. Please bear with me, just stay for another 2 seconds. So I titled this as "Who Signs Players?" So the article reads like this. Exclusive: Roberto De Zerbi is most likely to be the next Manchester United manager. He will take over the first team from Erik ten Hag in summer of 2024. New CEO Omar Barada also wanted De Zerbi to replace Pep Guardiola at Manchester City before the Spaniard signed a new contract last season. So this new CEO of Barada, he was a CEO of, I think he was COO of Manchester City, and Manchester United have signed him now. Now he's the new CEO. Just giving you a picture. So Sir Jim Ratcliffe and Omar Barada want to appoint a new manager in summer who is happy to work at the bottom of the chain and manage the team with the proper style of play. You see where I'm going with this? Sure. After the appointment of the new CEO, Omar Barada, the ownership is now very close to appointing Paul Mitchell as the new sporting director and Dan Ashworth as the new technical director. The Glazers and Sir Jim want to implement a system at Manchester United, which will be very familiar to Brighton and Manchester City, where the job of a manager is to coach on the pitch. The manager will have no say on transfers and contracts. He will be given the players that suit his style of play, scouted, negotiated by Paul Mitchell, and then Ashworth, signed by Omar Barada. The same thing Omar Barada did at Manchester City, where Pep Guardiola had no say over the transfers. Most notable example was when Guardiola wanted Harry Maguire and Alexis Sanchez, but Barada told him no and went to sign Ruben Diaz and Riyad Mahrez because City scouts reported that those players are more suited to Man City style of play. Why am I quoting this article? Why is it exciting? Why is it so relevant to us? First things first, the coach does not sign the players. His responsibility is to make sure that he implements a style of play. But how can you work without having the tools? 3, then the team, the CEO, the scouting, and then looks at the style of play and say that such and such and such a player will then fit the style of play that the coach who wants. But this guy, the coach, he does not have say on the players to be signed or players' contract. So, what does that mean? It means that his responsibility is to manage the players, is to coach the players, but not sign players. Then whose responsibility is it to sign the players? Is the scouts. Scouts working with the technical director, director working with the CEO. But it's not the coach who signs players. But also there's a style of play that the coach needs to implement. So Manchester City, when they employ a new coach, for example, they're going to employ a coach who plays in a certain way, who'll take over like Dezabi. I think it's Dezabi, the Brighton coach, who'll take over. They wanted to sign this guy, Dezabi, to coach because they have a similar style of play. This is the team that made City to look for a ball for a long time, that made City to not to touch the ball for a long time. Because they're playing almost a similar style of play as City. So, Kaizer Chiefs. We've been asking who signs players. I hope this article addresses that. It's not the coach who signs players or who should sign the players. But now you would say that, but whoa, suddenly we don't even have a style of play. So how are we gonna sign players? Which style of play are they meeting? Or criteria are they meeting to come and play for us? Is this now the reason why we've been buying all these players who are not coping with Kaizer Chiefs? Because we are buying players who don't have a style of play and whom we don't even, us or management, know what is our style of play. Because how am I judging this? By also the coaches that we've been hiring. Because we've been hiring different coaches. All of them, they have different style of play. Therefore, it raises eyebrows. Like, hey, what kind of coaches are we implementing? What kind of coaches? Then it raises eyebrows. What kind of coaches are we looking for? What kind of coaches are we signing and hiring? Because we are signing different coaches. Look at Baxter, transition football. Look at Middendorp, helicopter football. Look at Hand, helicopter football. Almost the same as Middendorp. Look at Steve, he did not have a style of play. Look at Azwan, he did not have a style of play. Look at Ntseki, he did not have a style of play. Then what is a style of play? What is our style of play? That's why we've been flopping and signing wrong coaches and even wrong players, because we ourselves, we don't know the style of play. Hence, we are buying everyone and we are signing every coach because we don't have our own philosophy to say this is how we want to play and sign coaches according to how we want our team to play. Like, I think this article, it just pointed out some things that are so crucial. That the team has a style of play and then they hire a coach who has a style of play. And also the coach is not the one who signs players, but it's the scouts, technical director, and the CEO who sign based on this kind of style of play, or players who then meet the style of play. A coach then suggests, because the coach would then say, okay, look, I'm looking for players who can play position number 10, for example, who have this style of play. But as much as you say that, then the scouts, they go and scout the players that you say you want, and also they go above and beyond what you're looking for. They go even to countries overseas. They even go to academies to look for a player who meets a style of play of the team. Not necessarily whom the coach wants or players that whom the coach wants, but players who meet the style of play of the team. Could it be the reason why your Mahrez has left now, your Sane left, because Pep is not the guy who signed players? Could be. It could be. But yeah, Kaizer Chiefs, do we have a proper scouting team? Proper scouting department? And even when you hire those people, when you say they should go and look for a player, what is the criteria they're using? Does that criteria meet the style of play of Kaizer Chiefs, and what is the style of play? But guys, tell me what you think about this article. But as for me, it excites me. It really wow, made me to think and see like football in different way, like how teams, like normal and proper teams should work, with having this hierarchy, having the CEO, the scout director, the scouting department, and all these other departments, and then their roles. Obvious, I'm not gonna go in depth like of their roles, but look at this scouting team working with the technical director, working with the CEO who signs, go and look for the player. And there's an article that I read, it says that Manchester City would not buy players who are expensive for the sake of buying and competing with players who are expensive, and they know how to negotiate. Hence they bought hence they bought your Haaland, they bought your Alves, this guy that you turn in at the lower price than they were quoted in the markets, because they have a proper scouting team that knows how to negotiate. So it's not necessary that we have to pay the 50 millions and all these millions that Sundowns is paying, but it's for us to have a team of scouting, technical director as well, who knows how to negotiate so we can get better deals. And if those teams, they don't budge and say that we are lowering the prices, we can then go and look for the same like player elsewhere. And then the coach is supposed to do what? Polish that player and make it work. Guys, let me know what you think. But yeah, I'm out. FC, Amakhosi fan channel. Love you guys. I love you and I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Bye.